What is up? It is Paris Tempe, Paris TTMPPED, TTMPPED, and today I'm going to be talking about how to survive when you are LGBT plus in college. Now listen, I have my little book here that's gonna keep me on task. Cause one thing about me, I'm gonna go on and on and on. I had recorded yesterday, and because I was kind of just ranting, at the end I just went, I'm gonna post it because fuck it, I trust y'all. I trust y'all. We get in there in terms of just vulnerability. So this is scribbled as fuck, but I'm just gonna assume what I meant. But I was very insecure as a child. So going into college, I didn't have like a view of who I was. I only had that view of who I've been in my mind, or at least who, what I was told I was. Don't get me wrong. I got myself into college. I had the confidence to do so, but to me, it was one of those things where I didn't see the person I was becoming yet. So I was still very insecure. So going into college, I kept me being trans a secret, as if nobody knew. I swore that I was passing 100%. I would just look confidence, but didn't even notice it was confidence. So like in my mind, I just didn't want to talk about it. Keep in mind, simultaneously, I was in this live lavender dorms, which means like I was in these dorms. I was just completely LGBT plus people. Everyone was LGBT plus on some spectrum, and one person was in that room by accident. But it doesn't even fucking matter. Like I went to college, being open to being around my community. But once I was there, I realized it was just a fucking dosed up version of high school. Now, like I said, I had a lot of curiosity before college. So going there before COVID, I was very open-minded. Even though I wasn't talking to everybody, on the low, I'm joining all these clubs. I joined Stockapella because I was in chorus and shit in high school. Like I tried to remain at least parts of myself, at least parts that I thought I was going there. Because I was young. I only knew who I've been, which was 18 and below. Keep in mind, I went to college in June, so I wasn't even 18 yet. Now, a lot of people from my high school did go there. By a lot, I mean two of my friends at the time. One of them I'm still friends with, one I don't talk to, unfortunately. But I went there, with, some sort of community, and I was building one at my dorms. So I was learning who I was. Then COVID happened. Now, COVID, everyone left, but because I wasn't on the best terms with my dad, and I was on good terms with him, but in terms of just space, there was no space for me. Let's just be honest. There was no space for me at his crib, and me and my mom didn't talk anymore because once I graduated, she just never called me. Like it was some weird shit ever again. Like years passed, and so I went there kind of vulnerable, and then everyone left. So the community that I had built, all that left because COVID happened. So now I was by myself, binging Grey's Anatomy. I was still making music, but at this point, I'm on testosterone. If you want me to make a video about how I did that whole process, just comment down below. Make that video, and I'll just understand what you mean. We're we speaking in our code. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I went there kind of, exploring, and then everything was kind of sucked away from me. So, and because COVID never happened, no one had any advice for me except it's going to be over soon. So I went into COVID thinking to myself, like, this is only going to happen for a few months and I'll be able to keep growing. But I couldn't, and I kept documenting, and I kept sticking with parts of myself, but I was becoming even more insecure because now all I had was myself. I was in these dorms alone as hell, and then after that, life kind of just kept going. I got into my apartment. I was still living by myself. It was a very I felt like I grew up so fucking fast within seconds because my community from home was deteriorating one by one. I still talked to a lot of people, but at this time we're all kind of looking within to see what to do. So there was no one for me to kind of, and looking back, I did end up finding mentors and having those friends that came, and I didn't follow all the rules, and I had amazing experiences during COVID. I definitely grew, grateful for it, but college wasn't real anymore. It became this online thing, and I was giving up on anything. I feel like me being trans was no longer celebrated. I was just a man of society and living alone, and doing these online classes. Then school came back, but once I went back to college, no lie, it was one of those things where I don't even know who I was. I was like this robot. Like I went to school, like always skied as hell. I'm gonna be honest. Like I just went there fried because I gave up. And I was losing the friends that I made there. I was seeing everything as a negative experience, and I was upset. And I was even more closeted because now I had worked outside of college for so long that I was used to passing and used to just being a man of society. So then I was afraid of how people would perceive that going back into college. I was like, oh my god, like how do I be trans, and like what do I do, and like, oh my god, do I even look like a man right now? Am I passing? Like, can I do this? Can I talk to these people? How are they seeing me? I was so concerned about perception because that's how I left, high school. Like I didn't get a chance to I don't know. It was a very uncomfortable stage, and I think it's a normal stage. I think it was something normal, but because it was so much going on, it was depressing. I was becoming very depressed. That it's sad, because at the same time, I was still, I was trying to start out YouTube and trying to start being who I am today. But at the time, it was just really hard to get there. It was, I don't know why. Now, it wasn't really until once I graduated college, because college just felt like a robotic spot. Now you're looking back, I feel like it was because it wasn't really meant for me, but because I was afraid to take a leap of faith with music, I went. And looking back, I'm grateful I went, because I do believe everything happens for a reason. And I met a lot of people, and I found myself, and I was able to get on my feet and everything. I mean, whatever, get on something, going to college. And I felt like I was able to kind of have a lot of experiences that are leading me down the path I'm going right now. So I'm grateful I went, but definitely in that transition phase where I'm learning about who I am, because I kind of gave college that answer. Gave college that job to give me the answer of who I am. It was like a weird thing. I had to understand that everyone was trying in college. I went there thinking that everyone was who they were, because that's how I went to high school, because that's how everyone thinks, which was weird. Like everyone had this notion that you are who you are, and like there's no escaping. There was all these cliques, and everyone had their friend group. It was like and I had to realize, first of all, the college I was at, a lot of them lived in the town, and I was realizing it was like my, because I grew up in Ocean County, so it was like my version of OCC. I love OCC, and I probably would have went, but I feel like when you go somewhere where in the area where everyone you grew up with lives, you're gonna see them. So I feel like when you're around people that see your childhood self, it's hard for you to exit the child version of them who they're keeping in your mind, and usually they don't keep the child version of you in their mind. They keep the actions and the way that you made them feel in their mind, whether you did something and it was just like that becomes like your tattoo, your action, instead of the literal tattoo, which is unfortunate. And I had to learn that in college. Everyone's kind of mimicking each other and learning through that. Unfortunately, because I wasn't seeing both simultaneously, I wasn't really learning through the understanding that I was understanding everyone was mimicking each other, but I didn't understand how I could find myself through that. And I was learning. I mean, now I look back, I'm understanding that it was a matter of me knowing that I am not them. I'm pieces of them. I'm a piece of everything. I was joining all types of clubs and doing all types of stuff because that's how I was in high school. I like to have variety, but in college, variety wasn't really. I mean, the one I went to, it was praised, and looking back, I think I could have thrived if I continued down that path. But like I said, because I didn't say it, but to me, looking back, I had to learn who I was before I went, which I didn't do. I knew I was a musician. I knew I had a lot of creative abilities, but I didn't want to explore it because I didn't think it was possible. So I went to college. When you go to college, you have to give it your all and all your money. Even if you get scholarships, that's still money is still going into it. So you have to give it your all. And with that understanding, it was hard for me to give it my all because there was this other part of me that wanted to do other stuff, but I couldn't because I had to manage my time and understand that it's a sacrifice. And I'm grateful that I did it, but I had to, because of that pause, and they're not even being really an experience. It was all like scared. COVID happened. Classes were like 6 people. It was one of those things where it didn't feel like the way that it felt when I first went in, which had all this curiosity and exploration ahead of me. Meanwhile, it was more predictable and felt like high school again. All of a sudden, I don't know. I don't. And looking back, I mean, maybe it's because of COVID that my version of college was like that, and if maybe it would have, progressed. But I truly, even when I would visit people, I just feel like college is like high school 2.0, where you're able to utilize that to get your certificate to go to bigger spaces and better places. And if you focus on the people rather than the experience, it'll really fuck you up. And that goes, it kind of contradicts, but I wrote down meet your college community. They can be forever or temporary. I do feel like because of it being like its own system, you have to play the game to get to the end of the game. I had to realize that I had to make my community, because we helped each other in times of studying and passing. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, sometimes there's a possibility that the biggest bond is the schooling part. Sometimes I feel like when you go there, look for someone that not only feeds you academically, helps you academically, but also helps you mentally. Because I found a lot of people like that. Unfortunately, a lot of them aren't in my life right now, because I feel like unless you are completely that person. Like I wasn't completely wanting to be a therapist. I want to be a therapist, but I didn't want to dedicate my life to it because I want to make music. But I realized music is my therapy, and I guess I'm back to being a therapist. But it doesn't matter. It's one of those things where, regardless, find your community and be open to them just being temporary. Don't just rely on these people, because they're you and you change, right? Realize college still has cliques. I said that earlier. Understand that all of this is clickbait. You know what I'm saying? And college wants you to, it wants you to like it. They want you to stay. So it builds communities on purpose. It's a system. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be cliques, but you have to see beyond the clique and understand who are they, what are they trying to do, what's their purpose, and then ask yourself if that's your purpose too. And if it's not, walk away, because someone may feel that way about you, and that's okay. And I had to understand being there. Like I wasn't who I am today. Like that version of me was a growing part of me. I'm not even who I was in the beginning of January. We're always changing. So over defining yourself in college can sometimes get you stuck in the game. Meanwhile, you want to be above that game so you can understand that it is a game, so that you can understand there's going to be an ending, so you can go to the next step. That's only one step to the next step. I'm not even in my end step. I'm in a step to the next step. And before this, there was a step that was the step before the next step, and it felt like it was the last step, but it's the step before the next step. If you get what I'm saying, hit that like button, hit that share button, and you're gonna change again and again and again. Like you're gonna always be changing. Change is inevitable. Like it's gonna keep happening, and if you don't understand that, then you're gonna end up stuck and never ever changing, doing the same thing every single day. And that's okay. Some people want to do that. Like it's alright. But I'm learning, if you want to beat the game, realize it's a game, or you're going to end up on the same level. That's like GTA. I used to play that game, and I used to just drive. Like I would get in the car and put in the farthest location on the map, and just drive the whole drive. Like people are like, why aren't you playing the game? Like shut the fuck up. I just want to drive. And I would drive, get off, drive the car up the hill, shoot deer. That game, I never played the rules in the game. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. Same with Minecraft. Like I don't play the game because I know it's a game. Now if I play the game, I want to get all the cheat codes, And that's the cheat code to college, is play the game, but realize it's a game so you can get to the next step. Whether it is, LGBT plus or what. And time depends on you. Like I feel like my everyone used to tell me time's gonna fly, enjoy it right now because you're gonna regret it. And looking back, I used to regret every time because I'm like, damn, time passed me by. But now I get very excited for the next day, and I understand that this day will take it will go as long as you want it. It all depends on you. Like it's all about perspective. Like college for me, in the moment it felt long as hell, but looking back it went by so quick. Like that's just perspective, you know. Time isn't really, it's real, it's as real as you make it. I'm not going to tell you it's not real, because it maybe, you know, it is. Technically we are going on time. I'm going to post this at a certain time, and us knowing that time is a real thing is the reason why you're able to know when I post. You don't know when I post. I guess post at any time, because all times are different times in every time zone, so I don't want to, you know, I don't know. So yeah, meanwhile, like, you know, if you in college, you have to understand it, like, just focus on in that moment. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about that. If you worry about the future, you're gonna end up procrastinating. I used to procrastinate so much and take up so much time when I could have just been enjoying college in that time period, in that time frame, that I can no longer repeat, even if I wanted to. I can go back and it'll never be the same experience because I've grown up. But speaking of growing up, go to the fucking parties. They're gonna be kind of, I mean, the ones I went to, but you have to go there, but go there as if you're by yourself and everybody there is like a sim. You have to go there as if you're alone and dance, even if it looks weird, because you're not gonna have a good experience. Like for me, everyone used to be looking at each other, waiting for everyone to dance. I'm a dance the whole time. Why am I coming all the way out here, out my way not to dance? And I feel like at the time I wasn't doing that because I was doing it what everyone else does. Why is not, you know, why isn't it, and waiting for everyone to like that one song that everyone can equally know? Why are we all waiting to equally know something? Why can't we just enjoy what's going on? And my last piece of, hi,
what are you up to?
I'm posting a video to my YouTube channel.
Okay. All right.
I give advice to everyone, and right now I'm telling them how to get through college.
Okay, why'd you pick this spot?
You know, I don't know. It's nice. I like the leaves. You know, it's a trail. It's not too cold
Yeah.
here. The sun's hitting right in the right spot. You want to say hi?
No.
But yeah, no. This is what I do.
That's what you do. Good job.
Thank you. I'm Paris.
You're Paris.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Rome.
Nice to meet you, Rome. Oh,
No.
I'm about to say, okay, that's mad ironic. But last but not least, go outside on the bad days. There's a lot of days that I didn't like, and I would wake up late, stay inside, watch TV, do nothing, and going outside would have changed everything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like me just going outside, talking to somebody, and not being afraid of what's happening, like, it would have propelled me, because everyone in college is there for the same thing, curiosity and wanting to go to the next step. You know, whether they want to believe it or not. You know, some people may, if you Zoom or in, you know, they want to be this, they want to be that, but like in reality, they just want to get to the next step, whatever that step is, to play their own game, whatever that game is, you know, in their own Minecraft world or their own online version of GTA. But to me, GTA is just there's too much. I can't go far. I want to literally just keep jumping. That map has to break. See, that's why, you know, I try to break the matrix of the game. That's not even. but yeah, no, so that's like, you're gonna get through college, and like, don't allow your transition to block you from the rest of the things. You know, me being trans, it couldn't be the main thing on my mind. I had so much going on, and I was able to grow into myself, because all being trans is just having a different expression of just having expression of whoever you want to identify as. It's just having more definition to your game. It's not a big deal. We make it a big deal because we have people like Trump and shit in office right now. And that's, you know, what's going on. We are overthinking, but we have to realize that we are so normal and life is more than this. Oh, before I end this, I just posted a video called My Mind. So go watch that right now. I'm doing a lot of videos for y'all because I have a lot of songs out, and I realize I don't really promote them because I don't know. Like, I feel like after a while I just don't end up liking them, but then I'm realizing, wait a minute, that's like, it's only because I end up wanting to make another song. So I want to show y'all all my projects, and if y'all want to just keep interacting, that would be amazing. I'm excited for what we're building here. I'm excited to continue to kind of converse with you all and give you a piece of my mind and a piece of who I am, and make y'all understand that this is an amazing human experience that we can all have with each other. I love sharing this with y'all. I'm gonna start posting my vlogs. I just wanted my vlogs to have a little bit more depth than they had, so they're not just yet, but very soon. So if y'all want to see them vlogs, I suggest you subscribe, you hit that like button, comment, questions, any kind of concerns you have, go subscribe to my social medias at Paris Tempid. Everything is Paris Tempid. I'm everywhere. And if you want me somewhere, just DM me. Saying that. But I'll talk to y'all soon.